Welcome, everyone, to A Haunting in Stratton. Penned by Ryland Mason, narrated by me, Brian Shepard. Episode 14, Leaving Stratton. Bear watched as Ryan took the phone call and got up from the couch, walking to the other side of the room. He figured he would start some coffee while Ryan was on the phone. As he walked into the kitchen, he could hear yeses and nos, I will, and yes, sir. He assumed he was talking to his boss, the governor of New York. Sir, I have 2 more days till I'm due to come back, Bear overheard as he came out from the kitchen, a cup in each hand. Yes, sir. I understand. I'll be there. Have a good... That's when Ryan looked at his phone. The governor had heard what he wanted and simply hung up. Everything all right? Bear asked as he walked over to Ryan, handing him his coffee. Yeah, sure, he lied. I never asked how you like your coffee, so I hope it's okay, Bear stated as a way to change the subject, as it was apparent something was up with Ryan. He just didn't want to talk about it. However, he did notice a slight change in him. It's perfect, thank you, grabbing Bear's hand. How about you and I have some breakfast in town? I haven't had the pleasure of Shep's cooking at Alice's. I'd love to. I will have to stop at your place so you can grab your car. After breakfast, I have to head into work, Bear said as he stood behind Ryan, his chin resting on Ryan's shoulder. Sounds like a plan. I'm ready when you are, Ryan said as he turned into Bear and kissed him. Aw, you guys just keep getting cuter and cuter, April said as she appeared sitting in the armchair, pretending to pet Mittens, who was sitting on the arm, watching them. April, we talked about this, Bear said, without even looking in her direction, as he already knew it was a lost cause. She's making faces at me, isn't she? Bear asked Ryan, who peeked over Bear's shoulder. Sure enough, she was sticking her tongue out at him. Now, why would she do a thing like that? Ryan answered, which made April giggle. A total keeper, she said as she smiled at Ryan, and as quick as she appeared, she vanished. Separated, both took their own vehicle into town, parking in front of Alice's. Walking up to the door first, Bear held the door for Ryan as they stepped into what seemed like a busy morning. Shep, that was a side of hash the mayor ordered, not toast. You know he doesn't eat toast, Alice said as she stood holding the kitchen door open. Too bad. We're out of hash. Tell him to eat the darn toast, Shep replied. Good morning, you two, Alice said as Bear and Ryan found their way over to a booth in the middle. I'll be right with you, gentlemen. Coffee? She asked as both nodded yes. Alice was bringing food to Brian and Jordan, who were seated in the back. Tabitha was manning the register as the locals were coming in for coffee, food, Alice's famous fresh-baked muffins, and to read the local paper, which seemed to be in print again. After looking over the menu, both made up their minds as Alice walked back over to take their order. All right, coffee for the both of you, placing cups down and pouring fresh coffee, placing a small bowl of creamers in the middle. What would you like? She asked, now ready to take their order. Bear motioned for Ryan to go first. Ryan ordered a ham and cheese omelet with a side of home fries, while Bear went with the lumber stack banana pancakes, which was 4 pancakes and came with a side of home fries and sausage patties. As Ryan looked around at everyone, he noticed everyone was reading the paper. There seems to be a big headline on the front page, yet from where the woman was seated, he couldn't tell what it said. "I'll be right back," he told Bear as he got up and walked over to the newspaper rack. On the front page, it was officially announced that the Stratton holiday shindig was approved. The article listed all of the town events and times. This was to calm the town after a string of murders. "Seems Brian is going all out with this holiday event," Ryan said as he slid the paper over to Bear. "Stratton always has a town holiday get-together. Because of what's happened around here, we didn't have one last year." "Omelet for you and the stack for Bradley. Can I get you gentlemen anything else? Oh, I almost forgot," she said as she walked back behind the counter and brought back a bottle of caramel syrup. "Caramel? What's that for?" Ryan asked as Alice simply walked away, smiling. "This is for my pancakes, thank you," Bear answered as he took the bottle and let the gooey caramel stream out of the bottle and onto his pancakes. "You're just full of surprises," Ryan said as he ate his omelet, which was very good. He'd have to come here for breakfast more often. Bear and Ryan sat enjoying breakfast and talked more about what happened with the sisters and what their next move would be. "What I can't figure out is how they knew to find us. Someone must have contacted them, if there even is a way," Ryan stated. "I might just have a theory about that. I have a feeling that it was—" Bear was cut off by Brian and Jordan walking up to the table. It was Brian who spoke first. "Good morning. Did you read this morning's headline?" he asked, all cheery. "Good morning, gentlemen. And yes, we did. Sounds like it will be a bigger shindig than last time," Bear replied. "Oh, yes. We need something to look forward to. This town has been down in the dumps ever since. Babe, we don't need to talk about that right now. Both of you enjoy your meal, and we'll chat later," Jordan said as he pulled on Brian's hand to move towards the door. "Sorry. Yes, we will be chatting later, as Duchess is still looking for your answer on the Christmas decorating committee. Talk later," Brian said as he waved and walked out the door with Jordan. "I would make up your mind, as I don't think you're going to get away from it," Bear said as he placed his fork on the plate, rubbing a belly he didn't have. "God, I'm full. Fills me up every time. How was your omelet? By the looks of things, you enjoyed it," looking at Ryan's empty plate. "Yes, it was really good. I'm glad I ordered it. Then again, I don't think I would have made a wrong choice, as everything sounded good." "Well, I'm glad you liked it. I, however, am off to work. Plans later?" Bear asked as he got up from the table. "I'll text you later, let you know what I'm up to." "Sounds good," he replied as he bent down and kissed Ryan's temple. Ryan blushing, as this was the first time affection was displayed for others to see. He quickly scanned the place, yet no one was paying attention, still reading about the upcoming festivities. Ryan got up from the table, and both walked over to the counter, one with a card in his hand while the other was pulling out cash from his wallet. "Don't worry about it. This is on me," Bear said, walking up to Tabitha. "No, really, I got this. You made dinner the other night," Ryan shot back. "Yes, for you." He turned to face Ryan, while Tabitha just looked back and forth between them. "Oh, for crying out loud, you two. It's on the house. Now scram," Alice said as she popped her head out from the kitchen. Both just looked stunned for a moment. "You heard the lady. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for stopping in," Tabitha said as Bear placed a 20 in the tip jar. Both walked out and back to their cars. Bear would head off to the library, while Ryan would run back home. As Ryan walked into his house, He was making a mental note of everything he needed to do: shower, change, and check on the house before he left. It didn't take him long to get himself ready for the day. He had everything he needed and made sure he checked the house over. Not a peep could be heard. No roommate of his bothered him or even made their presence known. Ryan left the house, locking up and heading for the car. Got in and tossed his backpack into the back seat. He would stop by the bank and run his errands while Bear was working. His errands and the trip to the bank did not take long as he continued on his journey. The sign ahead read, "Leaving Stratton. Come back soon." Ryan decided it would be best if he just left, as his boss wanted him back in New York City ASAP. There would be no waiting till his vacation was up. Ryan also had an apartment he needed to get back to. He already planned on calling Bear and explaining everything, as Ryan would not be coming back to Stratton anytime soon, now that he was going back to work. It killed Ryan inside, as he really did not want to leave. All set, Bradley. The last of the reading group left. See you next week, one of the teachers said from the school as they checked in at the front desk where Bear was, checking his phone for like the 30th time. No text yet from Ryan. "Okay, Miss Willerton, see you then," he replied as she walked out the double doors. The library was empty at this point, as there was only an hour to go before it closed for the night. "To heck with this," was his response after watching the clock, which now he knows why they say not to. He was done waiting. He would close now. Something was not right. Grabbing his coat and keys, he proceeded to turn the lights off and arm the building before he walked out, locking the doors. After this is when he hightailed it to his Jeep. Pulling in Ryan's driveway, there was only one light on, yet when he pulled in front of the house expecting Ryan's car, his spot was empty. Parking and killing the engine, Bear got out and walked up to the front door, where he knocked first, then tried opening the door. It was locked. He started to walk away until he heard the clicks of the lock and the door opening. "Hi, Molly," Bear said as Molly opened the door. She was crying. "He's gone. He left, and I don't think he's coming back," she said as she sniffed. "I gotta go," is all he said when he ran back to the Jeep and tore down the driveway and out, heading out of town. Bear figures he was leaving to please his boss. He's going back to the city. Should he keep going? It was his job on the line, after all. Yet then again, he wasn't expecting to fall in love with someone. Bear would understand. Or maybe he would hate me, Ryan thought. "Please don't leave," is what he heard outside his window. Ryan never continued past the sign. He had pulled over. It was Bear, who looked worried and concerned. "He can't leave, Bear.